Hi. If you want to just throw me on in the background, please feel free to do so. Welcome to this month's video. I'll be honest, I tried to record some rambly voiceover for a nondescript drawing video. It seems that just cobbling these types of videos together is what I can manage right now. The voiceover I recorded, I didn't want that to accompany a fairly upbeat drawing. It seemed kind of out of place. So I'll just briefly touch on the points I raised in that voiceover that you won't be hearing today. Number one, I'm going through a weird one because I'm changing over my SSRI medication. So the side effects have been disrupting, to say the least. I've had to request to work from home more than I'm usually scheduled to. So yeah, it's been quite lonely because I've really only informed my manager, as is obviously necessary. And then when Jam goes off to work, it's just me working from home. So, but yeah, in the interim, I've had frequent calls with my GP and nurses and pharmacists because the side effects are really difficult and they're kind of like making it hard to regulate my mood and my senses. So yeah, that's what my situation has been from about March until now, and it's obviously continuing. About halfway through the vid, I think you'll notice the camera angle will get like significantly better because the noodle arm has served me well. Not my arms, the holder, but if I speed up one of these clips, you'll see the angle get lower and lower. So like, not to say that I'll never use it again, but personally I really like the more stable overhead shot from when I'm watching someone draw. This illustration came from an early sketch I did, so probably like 2021, I think. At first I think I planned to do my comfy original Brontosaurus character, but then I was having too much fun with the colours, so I think I just decided against it. I didn't actually know that I recorded as much of the sort of nitty-gritty bit as I did. I thought I mostly recorded like little details and finishing touches, but here we go. But yeah, originally they were sharing some ferns, and I decided against that. I'm not really sure why. I just followed the original sketch up until when I began to add the final colours and the shadows and things. Probably the reason why I didn't include the plants is I wanted the focus to be their faces, and I also wanted green ferns, but then I was really happy with the palette and I didn't really fancy introducing green tones, so no ferns this time. In the voiceover, the aforementioned voiceover that you're not going to hear, I think I sounded a little bit sad, and a bit strange, so that's why I didn't include it. But I did talk about the fact that my online shop renewal was coming up, and I was quite stressed about that. But that's been and gone now, so now we're here. And I'm not gonna think about it much. I was a bit worried because I had a lot of thoughts leading up to it, just saying, oh, it's time to close the shop, it's time to give up. But then Jam and my friends would be disappointed, so I didn't want to do it. But then it kind of didn't stop the thoughts of that coming up. I didn't do it. It's still there. You can go and buy stuff if you'd like. I'd really appreciate it. Yeah, the link for my shop is in the description as always. You can find it on my Instagram as well. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll maybe be making this picture that you're seeing into a print. I kind of want to do a couple different sizes, but I'm not sure yet. We will see. I find it quite strange watching myself back when I'm drawing, because when I'm in the midst of drawing and colouring, it all kind of seems to go by in a blur. But then when I watch it back, I'm like, okay, and then I'm going to draw this little section next, or colour in this little section next, and then build the tones up on this section next. And it kind of makes me feel like that obviously is some method to the madness. But yeah, when I'm in it, I just can't, I guess I can't describe it very well. Having said that, if you'd like to see me talk through my thought process while I'm drawing and layering up colours, then do let me know, because maybe I can give it a go and I might come out with some stuff that's actually useful if you're interested in my layering technique. I guess you can call it a technique. It feels really like knobby to call it a technique, but I don't know how else to describe it. The other day I had to get a top-up pencil because my 119 light magenta is something I use a lot, and especially in this piece, especially with the underlayer. So I thought I did have an extra one, but it turns out I didn't. So we went into town, I got my meds, and then we got a pencil. Such an exciting trip into town. Jam actually bought me the pencil. She kindly offered, which was cute, but then I returned the favour by buying some fries that were just the same price. The price of these pencils has gone up, but not everywhere. So I'm looking at you, Jackson's Art Supplies, or G. They've gone up in Hobbycraft and then a lot of like independent art stores. Their price has gone up. They've gone up in Cass Art, which is annoying because that's a really nice shop. The price went up over Christmas, I think. Very annoying. So instead of being like £1.80 or £1.70 or something, whatever I used to pay for them, they're now like £2.50, which is bad. It's not very fun when I tend to buy pencils individually anyway, because I'm looking for specific colours. I've got the original Faber-Castell pencil pack actually belongs to my dad, so I kind of just grifted it when I was in my GCSEs, and now it's just mine. And from then on I bought lots of individuals, and I've not looked back. I also bought the oh, he's got a little one. I also got the oil pastels that Faber-Castell do, but I remember not really enjoying them that much. I really liked, and I don't know if this is an actual brand that you could just get everywhere or whether it's one that you can only get in schools. There were ones called Classmate, and they were really nice wax oil pastels. Oh my god, they were amazing. And I used to sit in the conservatory at home and draw out, like, I want to say master studies, but it was like little copies of Franz Marc's work. He was a expressionist in the early 20th century. But yeah, he drew some wild things. But then he also died in the war, I think. But yeah, look into his work. It's very interesting and important. Yeah, that was a bit of a tangent. But yeah, as I was saying, Faber-Castell oil pastels, I mean, I've left them at my family home, so that's what I think of them. They didn't come with me. I didn't think very highly of them. But obviously their pencils are fantastic to me. I'm going to try Prismacolors soon because I still haven't tried that starter set. I've tried Holbein and they're pretty good. But then I've yet to find anything that can truly compare to my babies, my Faber-Castells. To this day, I don't even know if I'm saying it right. What if it's like Faber? Faber-Castell. 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 I don't know what to put emphasis on. Jam, do you know?
Faber-Castell.
Faber-Castell. When it comes to adding the other colours that aren't just the base colours, I kind of felt like I didn't have much of a direction because I used whatever colours I had next to me. So I used this really bright orange. I think it was just what I was using the last time I was drawing in a sketchbook. I didn't curate the colours very well at all, but that's fine. It kind of worked out for the best. I really like how it looks. And then I knew I was gonna use darker blue tones and things. I then layered a really sort of, not deep purple, but it was muted purple. So I layered that on top of that orange. And then I think I went over it again, and it seemed to look quite nice. I was worried that it was going to get really murky, but it didn't do that. I have tried it again on one of my other Sea Wife's Brighton sketchbooks, and it got a little bit murky, and I'm convinced that the paper's slightly different, so I might have got a slightly different texture or like paper weight. So I don't know if that's a me problem, or a me problem as in I didn't check the paper quality or like the paper stats. I don't know, like the paper type. A tiny little pet peeve of mine is when I'm sort of just doing like a quite consistent covering, like a coverage of the same colour, and it just, like the pressure is all the same, and then it just decides to make a really deep dark line, and then I almost feel like I have to match the rest of the area to that deep dark line. And then I think sometimes when that happens, it's like the adding on too much tip to your eyeliner kind of thing, like it gets out of hand and then suddenly you've got two lines across your face that you could join around the back of your head. Like, that sometimes happens, and then I tend to abandon pieces for that reason. It seems like a really silly reason when I'm saying it out loud, but that's what happens. A lot of the time I'm guilty of not testing colours that I haven't put together before, and then being really annoyed at myself when I do put them together on like a final, quote marks, final piece, and it looks murky and ugly when that's not what I was going for. I don't know why I do that. It really annoys me, but I do it to myself. and then I abandon the piece, naturally. Is it the young, gifted and talented student in me wanting to get things right first time? Because that's how I felt like I had to do things, trying new things. Drawing and colouring is not a new thing for me, but the idea of getting it right the first time is definitely well ingrained into me. And if I can't get it right the first time, it's totally gone to shit. See, I could write all of these problems down and they could be quick fixes, but I just don't want to do that. A couple of days later, I actually drew some heads of different dinosaurs that aren't sauropods. I know, right? They're still all herbivores. Maybe this is why I get vegan coded a lot. I don't like drawing meat eaters, but I just think, sorry, I'm pausing because I'm doing eyeball conversations with Jam as well, because she's just laughing from across the room because I like herbivores, alright? Spoiler alert, I like herbivores, and I spoke about this the other day with Jam. The way that people can't differentiate different sauropods is how I feel about various carnivorous dinosaurs. Like, I can tell what a dromaeosaur is, and I can tell what a tyrannosaur is, and I can tell what an abelisaur is. I don't know what little finicky bits make them the individual species, but I can do that fairly well with sauropods and other herbivorous animals. I say animals, dinosaurs, which are animals, obviously, but yeah, we're talking about dinosaurs. I guess this is still on topic. Oh my god, there is shouting outside. It's sports shouting, so it's stressful but less scary. I really like how I've done the legs and the feet in this one, of like the front sauropod. These are, I'll give them a name, but these are like nondescript macronarian dinosaurs. Yes, I'm really happy with how the feet turned out. I feel like, it's really hard not to sound knobbish. It's like it's a nice reflection of where my artistic style is going. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. It's a nice reflection of where I'm happy with how my art style's going. I'm not one to constantly poop all over the Jurassic World / Park franchise, but it's just they could literally make sauropod feet so much better. If they just look at one accurate picture, read one accurate paper. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've always got to have the toenails at the front, and they don't have that. They just didn't have that. And every time I see, like, a really cool design, like a concept design for those films, I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then my eyes travel down to the feet, and I'm like, oh, ruined it. Absolutely ruined it. And then also the nostrils, putting them too high up. This is textbook. Like, I know that Jurassic World and Jurassic Park aren't really made for people like me who are going to be really picky about these things. That's why I don't tend to, like, really go in on it. But if they could just change, like, the sauropod feet and hands, if they could just, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, I could get annoyed about it for ages, but I'm not going to, so I'm just going to end it there. Earlier, when I said I drew those herbivorous dinosaurs, I drew, like, an ankylosaur of some kind. And I drew all of these without a reference. The only one that has a reference now is, like, the big Corythosaurus that I, like, fully, like, fleshed out as a really juicy sketch. But the ankylosaur face I drew head on, like, facing the front. It's so ugly and cursed. And Jam pointed it out, and she's like, I love that one. I just said, no, please don't love that one. See, now she's looking all sad. But honestly, I really don't. I think I look at it and I'm like, that's hilarious. What was going through my mind when I drew that? It looks so stupid. I sketched all of these ones in a green pencil, like the same green pencil. And then, yeah, I fleshed out a few of them. The Corythosaurus I kind of based on my PNSO figure, which, oh, bless it, it won't stand up. I've only found one place in the flat that I can truly actually stand it up, and that's, like, tucked into the corner of the Lego bonsai in our room, which is annoying because I'd really like to display it out here. I just haven't been able to prop it up. And it was able to stand up on its own for a while, so I don't really understand how it's gotten so, like, warped that it can't stand up. But yeah, that's, like, probably one of my favourite models that I own. Top 5. Fifth one, probably... See, I haven't actually thought about this enough. Fifth one, I would say my ichthyosaur, my Ophthalmosaurus, the Walking with Dinosaurs one. Number 4, my Collector Carnotaurus, Collector Deluxe. Number 3, I really like my Miragaia. That's gorgeous. Number 2, I would say my Atlasaurus from Eofauna. And then number 1, my Corythosaurus from PNSO. I haven't got any sauropods from PNSO, but they're, like, really big and expensive, so maybe one day. But if Eofauna do any more... Oh, yeah, because I've also got the Diplodocus from Eofauna as well. That might have to be, like, joint second. But yeah, I really also want a Proboscidean from the Eofauna series or collection. They've obviously not done, like, that many because a lot goes into these models, a lot of scientific research, and a lot of planning. But I really would like one. I'm thinking of the steppe mammoth. And I feel like once I really get into gear with volume 3, I will find that very useful for drawing reference and motivation, of course. But yeah, mostly for research purposes, not my own joy. Can someone, anyone, can a company... I know the PNSO one is good. Like, it's pretty good. But can someone just do an Amargasaurus that I actually like and actually want in my abode? Because I just really... Like, the one that Schleich did, I think I've bitched about it before, but it's, like, ugly as heck. It's just fugly, and I really don't want it. But it's, like, the best thing that's out there at the moment that's easily accessible. I don't want it to be this way. I just forgot. I'm really excited about Paleo Pines. Oh my goodness, who else is excited about Paleo Pines? I don't know, like, I've not kept up that well with all of the new posts on the social medias, but I did sit and wait for the trailer to come out on YouTube. I had to just drop everything for a moment. I was just like, oh my god. And obviously it was only like 3 minutes long, if that. But I was waiting there for a good half an hour for this trailer to come out. And it's like, I feel like a lot of people will share this with me, but it's like everything I've wanted in a cozy game. Dinosaurs, but they're peaceful. You can ride on their little backs and you can till the land. You can just make cute little farms. You can go on adventures. They're not eating each other. And they're really cute. That art style is beautiful. You can customize your character. And I am not like a big enough creator or even do gaming content to like try and get involved in the hype that's building for this. I know they are reaching out for gaming creators, so on the off chance that you're a gaming creator and you want to be able to play like this before everyone else, then, I mean, get in contact with them. Highly encourage it. I'm really hoping some of my favourite ASM artists do. It's like the perfect cozy game. It's like Animal Crossing, but it's also a bit Stardew Valley. There are other little games I've played that I guess I haven't really continued with because I just got bored, but I know that the dinosaurs will keep me hooked. And I really hope it comes out sort of like not too soon because I want to be like ball deep in Zelda. Oh, that sounded weird. In Tears of the Kingdom. And I want to like get the most enjoyment out of that I can before Paleo Pines comes, because I know when Paleo Pines comes, I'm going to be on that for a while. So yeah, if you're excited about Paleo Pines, then obviously share your excitement with me, because I need someone to jump up and down and hold hands with about it. If you are an amazing person and are keeping up to date with the Artemis Paleozoo project, then you might have seen that we did like a Q&A thing, and I answered a question about how long it takes to make a book. Originally my answer was massive, and I think I kind of got the wrong idea because I wrote such a long answer, and like a very small bit could only fit into the box. So I might actually do a little video where I go into what it takes to make a book by yourself. Obviously I don't have the perspective of someone who's had their work published by someone else. I didn't even get an ISBN, but you don't even need that to self-publish. You can just do whatever. Just do whatever, babe. Just do you. But yeah, I want to do a video about that as well. I've got lots of video ideas at the moment, but yeah, this is like, I think, what my brain can manage at the moment. Just some cute little chit chat while I'm drawing. Drawing some nice things for you to look at. When I first did the sketch for this illustration, I didn't actually have a border or like a background in mind. But then I kind of outlined it in like a rounded rectangle, and it seemed to look quite nice. So I then went ahead and started like making a cute ombre background. I wanted it to definitely have a lot of pink in it. I just think the whole piece feels like a pink piece or like a purple piece. After I'd established that I had like the little rounded rectangle background, I then kind of wanted to do a cute border, but then I also didn't want the border to detract from the image. I wanted it to complement it. And then I went through lots of different colour choices, and after much deliberation I kind of settled on something I tried in the beginning, which is usually how these things happen. I was conflicted because I didn't want it to be referencing any kind of queer flag. If it does, then that's kind of just a happy accident, but that's not what I wanted the focus to be. I just wanted the border to be cute, you know. I toyed with the idea of having tiny little illustrations of like little symbols, little heart-shaped ammonites, which I thought was quite cute, but maybe I'll just use that in another piece. I again put down a base colour of the cream pencil and got to work. I think it turned out really quite nice, and mostly the last part of the video you'll see of this particular piece, I'm just doing the finishing touches. It is overhead and it's quite far away, and it almost, when I'm watching it back, it looks like I'm not really doing much, but I am definitely, you know, tweaking and adding the little bits of razzle dazzle to the piece. I really hope you've enjoyed just chilling with me while I draw and chat nonsense at you for half an hour. But yeah, significantly longer video than my last one, but I still hope you enjoyed that as well. If you haven't already watched it, I'm showing you my zine collection, and it's quite pretty, if I do say so myself. I didn't actually include any of mine in it. I feel like that would be a bit knobby as well. I might again. Classic line from me. This is becoming, I'll do another video on that. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Feel free to dive into the rest of the videos on my channel. I try to make them as frequently as I can. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.